Mr. President.
The senator from Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, let me say this is not a bailout this evening, colleagues. This is a bridge loan of $14 billion to stop us, potentially, if one of the companies goes under, from over $150 billion in taxpayer funds that we will be spending, including assuming the taxpayers' costs for 775,000 pensions in a bankruptcy that will go into the Pension Guarantee Fund. So we're talking about a small bridge loan in a global credit crisis where every other country in the world has stepped up to help their auto industry because they understand it's critical to their national defense, they understand it's critical to their economy, and they're trying to create the middle class we have had in America. And in America, if this goes down tonight, we are saying we don't care about the backbone of the economy, which has been and will continue to be manufacturing. Somebody, Mr. President, has to make something in this country. We cannot all push paper on Wall Street. Somebody has to make something. And the reality is, this is a tough bill. I want to thank our leader, Senator Reid, for his patience and diligence and leadership, and Senator Dodd for his incredible patience, his staff being involved, placing one more crisis on the doorstep of Senator Dodd to have to deal with. And I appreciate Senator Corker stepping up to try to work this out. And certainly Senator Voinovich, Senator Bond, Senator Levin and I have worked closely with them. But the reality is this. If we walk away this evening and do not vote to proceed with this bill, we are saying it's okay for a major auto company in America to go bankrupt, for 2.5 million people in this economy to lose their jobs. Over what? We have a tough bill that creates a restructuring mechanism where everybody comes to the table to restructure. We give them until March 31. If they are not moving in good faith, the $14 billion can be rescinded. If they don't have a viable plan by March 31, there is no more assistance. And unfortunately, what Republican colleagues have said is the only way we're going to do this is if the workers have to negotiate first with the Republican Party. As long as the workers were willing to take all of the cuts that the Republican Party thinks they should do before the negotiation, they would be willing to step up and save the backbone of manufacturing in this country and 2.5 million jobs. Mr. President, we have tried everything. We have negotiated with the White House in good faith, and I appreciate that, and that they have kept their deal. We have negotiated with every party that wanted to come forward, including today, all day, focusing with Senator Corker. But the reality is, we are in a position where evidently the only thing that matters to the majority of those on the other side of the aisle is that workers get paid too much in this country. Somehow workers get paid too much in this country, and unless we sock it to the worker, they will not be willing to allow a $14 billion bridge loan to be able to save an industry and save
Mr. President, the Senate
brink.
is not in order. I'd like very much to hear the gentlelady in her
Senate will come to order.
Speech. I'd like at least forgive the courtesy of listening to her, since we're not going to give the courtesy of the vote to her.
Senator from Michigan.
Mr. President, there are those who think they can play games with this and there are no consequences. This is not tonight about Democrats and Republicans. It's not about auto executives versus workers. This is about the economy of this country. We are in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. And if one of our auto companies goes down, we are going to pick up the paper and begin to see the suppliers of this country go down. And they supply not only the folks in my state, they supply Toyota and Nissan and Honda. They supply the Army. the same folks that make the axles for the trucks that our brave men and women are driving in Iraq and Afghanistan today, are the same that are put on our trucks and our cars. The reality is our national defense and our economy and the middle class of this country are hanging in the balance by this vote. Shame on us if we walk away cavalierly thinking we can do this another time. Now is the time. People are watching, not just in Michigan, but all across the country. Businesses large and small, families in their homes, retirees who have done nothing but work hard their whole life and now want to know that their pension or their health care as part of something that they worked for all their life is protected. This is about whether or not we're going to make a commitment to the middle class and a commitment to American manufacturing. You can't walk away from the American auto industry and not affect every part of manufacturing in this country. Mr. President, it's not too late. I know we assume the votes aren't there, but the votes can be there. There are enough votes in this room. There are enough votes in this room to give them the chance, just the chance, to restructure. And if folks don't believe in the end that what they have come up with 3 months from now is good enough, then that's it. But don't 2.5 million people and the major auto presence and manufacturing in this country deserve 3 months? 3 months of time to be able to restructure for advanced manufacturing in the future. If we don't do that, we're going to change dependence on foreign oil for dependence on foreign automobiles. We'll be asking other countries to send us over their tanks, send us over their automobiles, send us over their trucks for our defense. That makes no sense. Mr. President, people of goodwill know better. And I would ask my colleagues to join with us in voting for the future and the economy of this country. Thank you.